Hello everyone, I hope we are completely live and there is no lag. Just please confirm that in the chats that we are perfectly audible and visible to you. All right, people, I'll be waiting for you. Let's keep the chat very interactive so that everybody who is here is actually interacting with us. Yep, so let me now introduce about the session that we are about to be having. So, as you all must know, that we have had an amazing hackathon called Solving for India Hackathon by Geeks for Geeks, and that is in collaboration with Google Cloud and AMD. And just to let you know, 100 plus college participated from all across India in this hackathon, making this competition healthy and a little challenging too to everybody who participated in it. Uh, but every good thing comes to an end, right? And this hackathon has been ended, but it has given us some of the brightest minds. So today in this session, we are having the runner-up team, Cloud 404, with us. We'll be getting to know about them. We'll be getting to know about the experiences that they have. So now let's invite them. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so we have Alabh here. Hello, Alabh. And we have
Hello. Hello,
Ritika,
everyone.
Hello.
guys, Shivam,
Hello.
and Vidhi. So
Hi everyone.
these people are Cloud 404, right? So everybody, I would want so that our audience better know you. So please go ahead and introduce yourselves. Starting with let's say Alab. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anabhya Sharma. I'm a student of VIT Chennai, and I'm in my final year right now.
Okay, so Alab is a final year student of VIT, and he is going to be telling us how the things went in the hackathon afterwards. But now let's go to Vidhi. Vidhi, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I am BTech CSE fourth year student studying at VIT Chennai, and I had the opportunity to work with a great team for this hackathon.
That's great, Vidhi. Shivam,
Hello everyone. I'm also a final year student of VIT Chennai and thank you guys here for joining.
all right. Ritika, you are next.
Hi everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm Ritika. I'm also a final year BTech student from VIT Chennai.
Great. So that now everybody knows who these people are. Uh, we are going to be taking a deep dive in their journey of the whole hackathon. So the very first thing I would want to know from all of you that how did you come to know about this hackathon? That who told you this hackathon is happening?
So the first time we found out about the hackathon was through a mail that we got from college about it. And as soon as I saw the mail, I knew I had to reach out to these guys. We had a team already formed. We have taken part in hackathons before, and I knew this was a perfect opportunity because when I saw the domains, I knew we have the perfect project for one of those domains. So the next minute, I sent a text message to all of these. Wonderful guys saying we need to take part in this. So that's how we came across.
Well, that's good to hear. You guys are always ready to take on challenges, and the team is already built up. So, no matter what challenge comes on the way, you guys are ready with it. Great. So, once you knew about the opportunity and you knew that you have the perfect project, how did you guys approach? That means, did you just enroll and waited, or did you guys had a little meeting or something that which project we have to choose? What was the journey just after that? Just after you got to know that hackathon is happening and you are participating.
When we formed a team, after that, we had a discussion about it. Like for a few hours, we were discussing ideas like we can do this, we can do that, some funny ideas too, and some very practical ideas. So, doing all that, we just went through the list. Like we were waiting for the list of domains to be finalized. Meanwhile, we were doing some projects side by side in the college itself. So when we saw that agriculture is one of the domains, we knew it's the right opportunity for us to be showcasing the projects which we have already done and even taking them a step further, making them in the best possible way which we could. So that's what we
That's
did after that.
That's right, and that's really good. What was about the different teams? Because at your college also there might be several teams, right? Apart from you guys taking participation. So, what was the How was the in-house competition first of all before going to the further levels?
The in-house competition, we knew some people who were participating. They were obviously doing a great job developing apps, learning new things on the way. Many machine learning related, some health related applications and all that, which were very interesting to see. And it was a tough competition to get past them. There were exceptionally good teams, some from our campus and some from Vellore too. So
Okay.
there was a huge pool of students fighting for the next round to be there. So yeah, that was a great experience.
So once you made the first product and you started submitting that, what were your expectations? Were you expecting that you are going to be getting through this round and you will definitely be making to the next round, or there was some a little chances in your head that you might not make it because everybody is nervous, right? At some point.
We were obviously nervous when we initially went for the regionals because it was the first time most of us were going for such a big competition. And when we reached there, we saw a lot of great teams belonging to different parts of the southern region. So, yeah, we were nervous, but we were also somewhere a bit confident about the project that we were making. Uh, the only difficulty or the main challenge we had was to present our idea in a better way so that the judges are able to relate to it or are able to understand the idea that we are trying to implement. But yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, it went well, and that is why you guys are here. So, talking more about the pitch that you guys did. So, could you tell us what was the pitch exactly about, and how did you guys deliver it to the judges?
Yeah, so our pitch was about making something that would actually revolutionize farming. We have had AI and machine learning models for a while now. They have been used for healthcare and many other domains, but our thinking was why not farming too? Farmers are farming is the most one of the most important aspect of India, which makes it most important to include modern technology, optimizing it to a further level. So we pitched it as a solution to most of the problems that currently farmers are facing, and while keeping the future needs in mind, such as drone integration for the future predictions also. We kept that in mind and pitched the idea to the judges in a way that it would seem as a revolutionary concept and that would actually change the future of the farming in India.
And the pitch worked very well, and you guys
Yeah.
qualified to the next round. So once you qualify to the next round, what were the scene then? Because many of the teams might have been eliminated by then, right? So the competition, it gets tougher when there are less number of people because they are equally intelligent and equally, good with their work. So after the one filtration is done, how many teams were left in your college?
Like in college, there wasn't any round where we know that we are going to next round, or it was just almost the declaration of the results that these
Okay.
three teams are going further. But during the regionals, we had like a first round where we had to present it to the mentors of the particular domains. So we presented it to them, and then we were shortlisted for the next round. So half of teams were, and for all the throughout the whole event, we all had this anxiety build up, like if we are going for nationals or not. Deep inside, we knew
Yeah.
that our idea was revolutionary and we should get a chance, but still there was something inside of us, just like will we be getting there or not? that excitement of being in regionals was also very high. And yeah, their AC was
Right.
also very cold, so it was also
Okay. So that
yeah,
that was sending shivers, right?
yeah,
Shivers
that
down your
was sending
spine. The
chills. That was
nervousness
sending
was
chills.
increasing. All
Yeah.
right. So, people, successfully, you guys made it through the round. The pitch was really great. You guys got shortlisted. You were in the teams, the very few teams who got qualified. And once you have reached here, now let's talk about the product. Let's talk about the software that you guys made. Uh, Firstly, before diving into the software, tell us about the problem you dealt with. Okay, because in the hackathon you might have been solving for India, as the name suggests. So, what was the problem that you guys took?
So while developing our idea, or I may say our app, there were 3 to 4 regions that we were trying to focus on. First, that the farmers across India belong to various regions, speak various languages, and are not well educated, I must say, according to the current times. So how will we be able to make our app accessible for them? How will they be able to understand our app? That was our first concern. Our next thing was how to make things easy for them since they are not that well educated. They only have their experience with them. So, how to connect the modern technologies along with the app so that it is accessible for them in a very easy way and in a manner that which is understandable for them. And our last concern, I might say, was how to incorporate modern technology and make it feasible for them. So these are the 3 areas we were focusing on, or the 3 main problems that we took upon while making our app.
All right, Vidhi, and to everybody, I would want to ask: you guys were connecting the farmers with the technology, but what particular technology you were thinking about, and how it could have revolutionized it? Just sorry for that. Uh, yeah. So how could it have
Yeah. So
revolutionized that?
yeah. So before going on to the technology, there was one more problem that we actually dealt with. So before the qualifications, Alabhya just came up to me and said, "Hey, can we integrate a drone controls in a mobile phone?" So I was like, "Okay, what we are gonna do in that?" And we have to like search for various protocols, various like methods, like how to present a camera screen on a mobile itself that is captured by a drone. That's like very difficult when it goes to high altitude. There's no connection, there's cross connections. So that was one of the major difficulty before qualifications, and we were debugging it the day before we have to like present our solution to the qualification, and it was like, okay, it will happen or not. And
Okay, so
regarding
that
the
was
technologies, like
yeah.
yeah, yeah, and regarding the
Go ahead. You were
technology,
telling
like
about
we, yeah, so we focus on a mobile first approach because it's now very cheap and like anyone could afford a normal mobile connection, and it's solving for India. And India, one thing that is very cheap is data. So we could easily connect a lot of farmers through our mobile application. So we have gone
amazing.
with a mobile application that's based on React Native. And regarding like the backend flow, like how internally the things are working. So because we are using a lot of AI tools that will be explained later by Labhya, I guess. So we have used Python, especially Django framework, and there are a lot of libraries that are related to AI and machine learning. I could not list them out in this like flow of continuity. Like there are sklearn tools also, there are PyTorch tool also, there's
Right.
PyTesseract also, and yeah,
So that's great to hear that you guys were taking upon the challenges which were never thought of before, which were not implemented yet, but you guys thought of it. You guys implemented it. Might be till the last day, but you did it anyways. That is why you are here. So, people, let's dive into your product. Let's dive into your software and get to know it more. So, Alabya, would you like to show your screen to the audience and just give them a glance of how your application looks like and what it does?
Yeah. So if my
Okay,
screen is visible.
let me share that to everyone. Okay, I think it is visible to everyone now. So you can go ahead and tell us about.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
go ahead.
everyone in the competition were building a web application or a web page or a website. But our thinking was that a farmer wouldn't have the access to the laptops, or even opening it a Chrome isn't that much of a user experience. So we went for an app, and this app was Krishi Junction. So we wanted to integrate all the IoT technologies which we learned about, all the machine learning models to in a one place where farmers can access it. Not only farmers, but anyone who wants to do farming. Like even if you want to do kitchen gardening, you would be able to take help from this application. So we obviously integrated a multilingual interface. A farmer could choose from multiple languages which they are comfortable in, and then they log in, and then we dive into our homepage where the farmer could get all the weather conditions and even the current tasks they have planned for their crops. Then we would get the sensor data, like if a sensor which we have used as an IoT sensor is activated or not, what's their status, and if they are being used in a crop or not. Then the farmer would get the current news, which they could use to plan out their crops accordingly. So then we get to our dashboard where the farmer could put in the crops which they are sowing and could monitor them separately. So we get into the concept of NDVI there. NDVI is the index of a crop health. So on basis of that index, a farmer could know if the crop is healthy or not. We had an AI model to predict what the next crops a farmer should sow based on their soil nutrient values, which we were getting from a sensor. And similar sensor was helping us to give a fertilizer prediction. This sensor was NPK sensor, which we spent quite a lot of money on. And then that was also a big hurdle to cross. Then we had our drone control, as Shivam told. So I'll stop the app's demo here. So in short, my job in the project was making their other job stuff by telling them, and we should integrate this AI model into the application, or like we should buy this sensor and it will help us a lot. So yeah, that was basically my job in the whole
Okay,
thing,
you were
and
getting the things
integrating the
tougher,
AI.
but you were getting them more innovative as well, right? Because nobody
Correct.
can, like, reach till the top unless they try all these a little tougher ideas. Correct.
Right.
So again, Alab told his role. His role was to make everything tough. What were like roles of other people? I would want to know, please.
So, in this entire thing, what I basically was doing was looking more into the natural language processing side of it. I was helping Alabhya as well with the machine learning area. That's something I am quite good at. So, I was working on that. And we decided to add a smart assistant, similar to Google Assistant, but for agriculture. So, I had to learn a lot about natural language processing and large language models and how to actually make a smart assistant. And during the process, like, we got very ambitious after regionals, I would say, because we were this close to actually getting the prize. So we just came up with,
Correct.
out of the blue, why not use the smart assistant to control the drone? So you give it a command and the
Okay.
drone will fly on its own in the field
Okay.
within a certain radius, and it can also irrigate the field. Now, it sounded great, but we were literally trying to integrate that like 2 to 3 hours before we went for nationals. We
Okay.
survived with 1 hour of sleep, getting everything done, hoping it would work. So I was basically working on all that and just helping everybody else as well wherever they needed.
So was the chatbot successful?
Yes, it worked.
That's
Fine.
great. That's great.
It
And
worked quite well.
did you use the already existing language models?
Yeah, we
Yes, we
used
used
GPT.
the GPT 3.4 turbo, 3.5
Okay.
model, because that was the only thing that was like
Right.
accessible and the best accuracy at that
Correct.
point. but the amount of prompt engineering and coding we had
That
to do
went
to
into it.
get
I
that
can feel
done
Yeah.
was
And even
Okay.
like 2 days before our presentation, GPT OpenAI released an update where we
Yeah,
could
of
use
GPT-4.
functions, where
Yeah,
we could use functions. So 2 days before, we were sitting there trying to make use of those functions so that we could get better results out of it. And
right.
yeah,
Okay.
Ritika also helped in making this thing, which is
the
in my
background. So
background. The
we were showing a
background for
simulation. So I had to
Okay.
yeah.
create. I learned how to make an own custom world for the simulation. So it's like an
All
agricultural
right.
farm. I had to design the entire thing, and I had to learn all that.
So we use this
What?
thing in Unreal Engine to simulate our
Oh,
drone
okay.
on a
Okay.
farm. So yeah,
Got it. So, what is the field that you guys have not touched yet? Because I have heard everything. All right. So, let's go to Vidhi now. Vidhi, what was your part?
So one of the functions that we like, one of the thing that we tried to integrate was linking NGOs to our app, so that since NGOs are much more trustable for the farmers, we tried to like link our app to the NGOs so that they could go to the farms, give demos to the farmers, educate them about our app. So we made a website for that. We Unfortunately, due to low battery, we weren't able to like display the website during the final presentation. But I made the website for that. I helped out a bit with the UI. I did the translation thing. Like initially, we translated it to 3 to 4 languages, but for the finals, we had to incorporate every major language across India. So we did like 28 to 30 languages by the nationals round. Then I helped out a bit with the data set. So yeah, the major things were the website and the UI helping and the like translation. And other than that, I helped out a bit here and there. That was my role, and I also like looked after the business aspect of it because it was one of the major component during our regionals presentation. So we had to research a lot about it since we are not business students.
Correct, correct.
So we did learn a lot of new things for it, like the terminologies, the way of increasing your sales and all. But it was quite a good experience.
And what about learning about farming and what is needed? What was the case study there? Because we missed it, right? I would want to know.
yes.
Like, I don't think you would be knowing it from prior that these are the problems and this is the solution, right? A great amount of research might have went into it. So please tell me about that.
So in that aspect, I got a huge like help from my father. So
Okay,
he's a agriculture scientist and in agriculture university Palampur, Himachal Pradesh. And there were also other scientists too helping me out to understand how I will be able to integrate the technology they do with heavy machinery in their labs with the use of smaller sensors on a field scale. So they helped me a lot through that. And we also took help from our professors who've been doing similar projects, such as for drones. We had professors which were integrating it. Even for the IoT, the course professors helped a lot with projects, guiding us that you could try this protocol, you could try MQTT, you could try this. Why not go for
right.
this? So yeah, there were a lot of things which we learned from them.
So we can say a revolutionizing idea is really a culmination of best brains, right? Because
Yes.
you guys went to so creative levels, went to so much research, like took helps from the people who are very niche in their field, and
Yeah.
this has to be, like these has to be one of the top projects. That is why, right? So actually, Shivam was left out. Shivam, what was your part in this whole application?
So during the whole tenure, my part was to solve the problem that was being like fed by all the three members. Like I have to integrate all their models, all their like ideas into the application as well as in the backend server. So like I would give an example like how difficult it was. So once upon a time, like we talked about we are gonna integrate our own custom world. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, it's gotta be created using RTX 3050, and I have to put that in a
Okay.
mobile application and show it also.
Okay.
So that took like a lot of research, and like basically it was a very good learning experience because I got to know about very new things. Like I wasn't into IoT, and I learned about few protocols such as MQTT. Like first of all, I was implementing all those GET request and POST requests using those trivial HTTP methods only, and that was like a huge loss of data. Like, and MQTT like just solved the problem in like a logarithmic approach. I would say it was only 10% of what HTTP uses while integrating those data in sensor. So my job was to like make the system optimal from whatever these guys have like given me, like,
Okay.
okay, solve this
They were
problem.
working on different function, and you were the person who integrated it all and
Yeah,
made the whole app and put everything together, right?
Yeah, so we would
So,
like make
Yeah,
like we
yeah,
will just keep making functions after functions, get overly creative, and we'll feel so happy we have done it from our side. And then we'll just look
my
at
part
each
is
other
done.
and we'll be like, what about Shivam? What will he do? He's gonna just
yeah.
spend all night
We,
writing and then
Okay.
I remember like for NDVI we were using a primitive approach, and then I came like did Shivam integrated it. Then I did research and I found out like this could be done and it will be better. We could use image segmentation, object detection, and it would just make our solution even better. I worked on it on Colab. It had 12 GB GPU and did it all. And then I was like, Shivam, like take this, it'll be better. He was like, bye, bye.
Really.
So he just integrated the previous solution, and I'm like, try this one. This is better.
Okay, the previous
And
one is
then,
gone. The code written for it is
yeah,
trash now.
yeah.
Shivam would be like,
yeah. And 2 days before,
okay, Shivam,
yeah,
I
and
can
two
feel
days
you.
before, I was looking for, yeah, I was looking for an AMD server which has a very good GPU instance also. Like just 2 days before our national presentation, so that was like very thrilling experience.
Oh man. But I must say, the amount of teamwork that might have gone into this project is lot. And the way you guys have executed it, the way you are explaining it right here, right now, that how you guys are very well aware of what you guys are doing individually, and then how it is integrating, thanks to Shivam. So the project is awesome, the teamwork is flawless, and it's really great that I am getting to again converse with you guys upon that big project, right? So now that we have done a little, we have talked more like a little more about our project. One thing I would want to know is what were like the scenes where you guys were irritated out of one another, because that always happens, right? And where you guys were like, if you guys were thinking of getting some new team member on board, or like the mind could be right, correct, this person is not working good, this person is being lazy. Were these were the thoughts coming to your head at any point?
Like these were holiday time, and we were actually having our internships side
Okay.
by side. So we would work in like it would do internship in daytime and then do work for the hackathon and during night. Sometimes there might were instances where we had miscommunications. So like I would send a message. Yeah, we should do this, and yeah, everyone would reply, sure, 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 we'll do it tonight only, right? Right now, we'll do it. And then after 3 days, I open the group and there's no update. So
It is
I
still there.
ask for the update, and ask for, after 1 week the update. Yeah, I did that, and now it's there. Okay. So yeah, these were like major issues were mostly due to the issues which we were having, like during internships. Like I had a coursework to internships, something like that. I would have even Ritika had internship, Shivam had. Would work for a full day and then would work for. So it got hectic to a point. We were losing sleep. So it would eventually lead us to get somewhat fuzzy with each other. Like, why aren't you doing this on time? I need it right now to continue the further work. So, yeah,
The
but
that
I
was.
think
competitions really
I
trust
think that
how
was
much
where
team.
that was
Yeah,
where
go
it
ahead.
actually the easier way out would have been to just change teams. That would have been an easy way out because there's like no anger, no
Right.
frustration, no fights. but rather we weren't willing to let go of what base we had created. So we were just yelling at each other. There were times we'll pick the phone and we'll just tell, "Can you get this done? I need it now." And there were
That
times when we were irritated with each other, but we knew that the final goal was to just win nationals. So we let
correct.
it go after a point.
Correct. That is the perfect definition of how teamwork happens, right? That is what I wanted to bring out. Because these things happen everywhere, correct? In a team, when you are working with different people, they have different perspectives, they have different pace of working. And sometime they might not do the work exactly as others want it to, right? Things might occur, but eventually the things that you have created and how much team efforts you have put in, you have already shown here, right? You have also discussed this. So everybody knows it was not easy. It was not cakewalk. We were having so many fights, but we knew, we understood, we were having the same goal, and we did it really well. So once you guys were like there at the final point, you guys were giving final presentations. Tell me about that. What were the like nervousness that you might be getting, or the competition you might be seeing, because all are at the top now, right? Everybody is filtered. The teams that are standing there are really fabulous. So what was going on your head there?
So, first of all, we had the opportunity to present at Google I/O Connect. So, people, especially from various parts of Asia, were there. So, it was a thrilling experience. We were the third team to present. We were initially told that we had only like 10 minutes to present. So, we
Okay.
arranged our explanations according to it. But the first team took a lot of time, and then we had to hurry our presentation. So in rush of that, we weren't able to explain one or two parts. We also had a sensor plant set up there to give some live demonstration,
Live
but
demonstrations,
due
right?
to this rush and all, I think I might have like touched it and it just fell during our
Oh.
final
Oh.
presentation. The sensor and the pod, the plant in which we had the sensor installed. So yeah, but even during all this commotion, everyone was able to hold themselves, and we successfully completed our presentation. And since we also did a lot of research other than our project, I think we were able to answer the judges during the Q&A session, maybe business area, maybe it related to IoT or the app. I think we were able to answer up to their satisfaction.
And they seem
Well,
satisfied. Like
yeah.
they even asked us further about, like, we talked for like after the whole event, we talked for like about 30 minutes, and so it's just discussing about how the things have been with the generative AI and all the aspects of it, and even with respect to our app, what we should do further, get more revenue schemes and all that. So it was a huge experience, like great experience.
And I would say the last minute mess ups happen, but
Yeah.
eventually everything is like, if everything went well, that is the thing that counts, right? So I think the journey was very exclusive, and every student that who took the participation or who is willing to take a participation is going to perfectly relate to it. And you guys are going to be getting a lot of DMs. I just have to warn you right away, right? Because Alabhya, Vidhi, Shivam, and Ritika names are here. You would be getting so many people. How did you do that? How did you do this? How did you like, if you face a certain situation, how were you guys able to face it? So here that I've seen your project, I'm really satisfied with this session and how it went. And I really believe the same for the audience, that they have learned a lot as well. And to all the people, these are the guides to disturb if you want to know anything about their project further. Okay, people. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'd be wrapping up the session, and you guys can say bye to the audience.
Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Okay.
Hi guys, thanks for
Hopefully,
joining.
everyone has enjoyed.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. You guys as well. People, your team that you have done is great. You came here with us because, it is also a great achievement in itself, discussing it in front of the whole pan India audience again. So, thank you for that, for taking out time out of your busy schedules. So, let's wrap it up. Guys, thank you so much, people, for attending.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for letting us